was definitely not paying attention and moving a body in full view of 144 people. Kind of embarrassing, really. Norman. Yeah, we've been out here for a while. We saw everything, so I don't know what do you... Oh, geez. You know what? Maybe it's best if we just check on out of the Bates Motel. And not exactly happy to see us.
Hi guys, good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Hello up there. Welcome to the tour. You made it. Oh, and by the way, just another reminder, this tour's full up every few minutes, so take your time. If you need a restroom, we have restrooms here on the right side. The tour does last about 45-minute tour to about 1 hour. King Kong and Fast and Furious Supercharged are both included as well, so make sure you pick up your reading glasses when you're flying. The line is going to be straight ahead, and Express is down there too.
Hi everybody, welcome to Studio Tour. Ooh, we got cotton candy, nice. What else we got? What else? Butterbeer. Cool. Are you off of that too? Or are you sure?
Also, if you're traveling with very small children, like say 2 years old or so, we do suggest their seating a little more toward the center of the row, at least one seat away from the outside gates, especially for their safety. Also, there is a few portions of the tour which can at times be a little too intense for some of our younger people. Anyway, with a couple of quick checks, make sure everything's on the up and up. Get out of here in just a bit. Thanks for spending your day with us here at Universal Studios Hollywood. As we get ready to go, a little tour animation. Now, we're not going to be driving down Jaws' dorsal fin, like you'll see here, but we'll still be Jaws' visit over halfway through the tour.
Let's us here. Oh, then here. Why don't you guys swing so you guys can
You're right, they should swing. Oh, you don't want to let Sam on the end?
Oh, you know where you want to go.
And all right, we just got the clearance to leave. That's what we'll do. We have the band and the folks on the left. We're out of here. As we depart, let me introduce you to my special virtual co-host on the tour today. You know him from Saturday Night Live, and more so as the host of the Tonight Show. It is Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide, AC, and the greatest drive. Jackie. Look, they're the best. I love it. Even though AC only $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Yes, as we get rolling here, a few quick safety rules. For guest assistance, or if you have a medical emergency, you drop something of value off the side of the tram or notice any significant audio or video issues, reach up and grab the red cord that runs along the center of the tram ceiling. I'll be back to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property, and if any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, we'll afford to remain seated. Also, please, no smoking of any kind on the tour, and be prepared. Our tour does feature loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. One of your cell phones and cameras out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and those around you while aboard the tour, we ask you not use selfie sticks. Alright, with the safety rules out of the way, we're starting to make our way down the hill past the Universal timeline. See a lot of the great films Universal has produced throughout the years. Also on the right, we're passing by a bit of the Starway escalator system that gets you down to the lower lots. Over on the left, well, a lot of construction going on. That is, of course, for our upcoming Fast and Furious roller coaster. That's going to be opening up sometime next year. Definitely looking forward to that. Also, as we make our way down the hill, coming up on our right, we'll be passing by Fire Station 51, which is a real working fire station on the lot. It's actually named for the fictional Fire Station 51, where a television series, Urgency, was shot on our property in the 1970s. This is where we leave the real world behind and continue on into the cinematic world of make-believe. We're heading down the hill to the front lot. It houses the majority of our sound stages. In those stages, we can create any environment that the story demands. Up ahead of us will be a great example. Soundstage 12 is actually our oldest and largest soundstage, used by many productions throughout the years. We'll take a look at a few here. Yes, letting us be there inside stage 12. We get to the end of the timeline here on the left. And the final poster is for Oppenheimer with Cillian Murphy. That is our most recent Academy Award winner for Best Picture. We exit the timeline and officially enter the front lot. On the right, we'll pass along the backside of Super Nintendo World with Mario and Luigi, stars of our biggest film of 2023, Super Mario Bros. Movie. On the left, there's more sound stages. We notice that some of the doors on the side of the stages are quite large. Those big double doors do have a special name. They're called elephant doors. In the early days of the studio, we shot a lot of movies with large exotic animals, including elephants. We needed a door that could accommodate an elephant getting on stage, hence elephant door, and well, the name stuck. There is also a great big building directly ahead of us. It is the Carl Laemmle building, named after our studio founder, Carl Laemmle. He formed Universal Pictures in New York all the way back in 1912, then moved west. We actually began making movies on this property around 1914, though our official grand opening date was March 15th of 1915. That's when we opened up the studio gates, allowed the public to come in and watch the silent movies being made. As we round the corner here, coming up on our left, stage 14, one of our larger front lot sound stages. One of its recent credits, our Peacock series Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks and Ollie Showalter. Stage 14 was not always stage 14. On occasion, the stages do get renumbered. Stage 14 was originally stage 27, then it became stage 21, and well, now it is stage 14. In 1995, the stage housed Mission Control for Apollo 13, directed by Ron Howard, and starring Tom Hanks, Gary Sinise, Kevin Bacon, and Bill Paxton.
Realism was an essential element for Apollo 13. After all, we were recreating an important moment in American history, a moment many Americans witnessed on television. We thought about filming in Houston, Texas, where the original control room for the Apollo missions still exists. Unfortunately, NASA's engineers didn't have filmmaking in mind when they built Mission Control. Since there was no room for the elaborate camera cranes and tracks we needed for the shots, we had to build our own Mission Control. Everything had to be exact, even down to the tiniest detail.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Say hi to a couple of the minions here on the right, having a little afternoon fun, toilet paper, and the Illumination Entertainment sign. The minions, though, they're not the only crazy characters who are hanging out around this section of the front lot. We also have Ted coming up on the left, enjoying a nice beer, in celebration of his series on Peacock. Recently, he's been at work on season 2 of his show. So finally got that wrapped up, had time to go grab a cold one. Coming up on the right to the Bud Westmore building. Bud Westmore was a makeup artist on the Bud Westmore building. Actually has no makeup in it. It houses our lighting department. There's also a mill in the back where they build sets and no makeup. Back over to our left, we're passing by some bungalows. They house the production offices for writers, producers, and directors who have a development deal with the City Universal. We will be passing by probably our most historic bungalow, 5195, which currently is home to the De Laurentiis Company, but years ago belonged to Alfred Hitchcock, who directed such films as Psycho, Where to Go with the Birds. Hitch liked to make cameo appearances in all of his films. In this clip, you can spot him in action.
My name is Alfred Hitchcock.
So this is Hitch's old spot here at the left, 5195. You'll see his profile next to the bungalow numbering. They still have a little tribute to him there. And then finally on our left, we're going to get to the last two of our front lot sound stages, 25 and 26. These stages are fairly new, about 7 or 8 years old. Stage 25, home to the series Lopez versus Lopez, starring George Lopez, also his daughter, Mayan Lopez. Next door on stage 26, the new show St. Denis Medical, stars David Allen Greer and Winnie McLennan Covey. They were recently picked up for a second season, so congrats to them on that. Now, as we pass by those stages, we're going to be crossing over into the back lot, which the back lot is where we shoot the big stuff, big exterior shots on a very large scale. First up, we'll take a little spin to the metropolitan area. On our left, where the closed set sign is and the cones, that is the entrance to New York Street, which is the main thoroughfare that runs in the middle of the metropolitan sets. New York Street's got a bit of curvature to it. It's built on what is called the banana curve, so that way when you're off and pay a visit to King Kong, let me introduce you to the man who brought Mr. Kong to us on the back lot back in 2010, Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in the future. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island. And it's great to have you along the line. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience. So you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
And Peter Jackson will return to your screens to let you know when to put on those 3D glasses, so just have them handy. Peter will let you know. Also, a little heads up here, the terrain on Skull Island, it does get a bit rough. A lot of times the tram gets to rocking and rolling and bouncing around and all kinds of fun stuff. So just a reminder to remain seated and hang on. You definitely want to hang on to all your personal belongings, all your Harry Potter wands, iPhones, Mario and Luigi hats, all that kind of good stuff. Hold on tight. Probably notice the gates and all that right here. Yeah, right before it's pretty easy for something to go flying off the side. I think Mr. Kong is just about ready for us. Yes, he is. We're on the way to Skull Island. witnessed was announced the world's largest digital 3D screens. They are 40 feet tall, 180 feet long. The film itself utilizes some of the most advanced technology like filmmaking today. First done by Peter Jackson and his team at Wedded Digital. Hold on to your 3D glasses and those one more time near the very end of the tour. But right now on your screens and behind the scenes, King Kong 360 3D. I always like this shot right here. This one, you can see inside the stage with the lights on, the screens going on each side of the track.
Like the rest of the guy? What? Look at her. Damn. What's he doing?
Studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side. Wow.
Daddy, where's the dinosaur?
Also, a lot of the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts. One giant shot is a tram driving along basically where the kids from. The screen represents where the screen is 10 meters away. Creation of that of each film. And visual information, that little pixels, and visual information.
Alright, time to rendezvous there with King Kong as we start to exit the metro area. On our right, mural featuring our famous Universal movie monsters. This was done back in 2018 by a gentleman named Tristan Eaton, who is a Los Angeles native. He has murals in a number of cities around the world. Mr. Eaton did this mural, by the way, freehand with spray paint. The guy is quite talented. Hopefully at some point he will come back and do another one for us. Also, as we roll along here, over to our left, some of our newer backlot sound stages. Stages 30 and 31 are home to The Voice. See the Voice logo up in the lower corner there of stage 30. Just down a little ways, in stage 33 is a new Uga McIntyre series called Happy's Place, also stars Melissa Peterman. Also on our left is a little body of water called Park Lake. Now today, you'll see some ducks out there paddling around, having a good old time. But back in 1954, Park Lake was used to shoot a few scenes for one of our classic monster movies, Creature from the Black Lagoon, which last year celebrated its 70th anniversary. And the Park Lake ducks, just kind of the tip of the iceberg when it comes to wildlife. And actually, that's right about there because the yogurt shop on your screens, as we wind our way through here, we're cutting off to the right. We're cutting up on the left, this little structure here with the double doors, one of them wide open. Yeah, this was the yogurt shop on our left-hand side. Definitely not as festively decorated as it was for the show, but that is still the same spot.
Maybe it's not all that bad. What is the bad place?
Yes, they had a good time at the good place. Also note about Little Europe, it is where a lot of our famous movie monsters got their big breaks back in the 1930s and 40s. Guys like Frankenstein's monster, Wolfman, and Dracula prowled the streets of Little Europe back in our movie monster heyday.
Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, The Mummy, Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera, classic films. It's just brilliant. That Frankenstein image, it's one of the great icons of the world. That to me was like the essence of the Universal horror film. I was just mesmerized by it. Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney. I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me. They still ring in our memories now.
Yes, indeed we do. Our monster movies in the 1930s definitely keep the studio afloat during the heights of the Great Depression. And if one thing that those early monster movies often featured, other than, of course, obviously the monsters, was usually a group of angry villagers out to bring the beast to justice. Frankenstein's monster in particular doing this quite a bit, but the Wolfman had to bait a posse or two at this time as well.
Yeah, you don't want to see my... Before we get out,
So yeah, there they go, the torches, the pitchforks, they've even got the dogs out. Yes, they had good fun. As we start to make our exit from Little Europe, on our left, we're passing by an outdoor stage, a fence, and this lovely California ranch-style home. For a long time, as part of the setup of the Hallmark Channel show Pullman's Family. A little more recently, it's been used by our Peacock series Bel Air. And it looks like now we will have another opportunity to head indoors. Got stage 50 here. Stage 50, kind of special. One of the few multi-level sound stages in the world. The stage was closed for a while recently, undergoing some refurbishment, but that refurbishment has been completed, and now the stage has reopened for production. You see the caution, filming signs, all that sort of good stuff. Yeah, we're ignoring those because it's a holiday, and that allows us a chance to head inside here and take a look around. It's not being used. By the way, you are not going to need your 3D glasses inside of stage 50, just in case you're wondering. The production crew using this stage, well, looks like they've definitely went pretty heavy on the old subway theme. Now, while we're in here, one thing that we should... Okay, all right, maybe a little seismic activity. This is Southern California. It happens. You know what? This could be the big one. Everybody, please remain seated and hang on. This year. As we exit the earthquake attraction, we're going to come out onto a street with a famous name, Steven Spielberg Drive. Mr. Spielberg, a long working relationship with us at Universal, since he's got a street that bears his name and runs through a good portion of the back of it. Right now, Spielberg Drive is going to be taking us up to beautiful Amity Island, everyone's favorite vacation destination. They finally captured that pesky shark that was causing all the trouble. And in measure of protection, they dispatched Officer George of the Amity PD dive team into the water to make sure things are safe so we can stop off for a nice, refreshing afternoon swim. Okay, so we'll pull down here along the dock. I'll see if I can signal Officer George. Maybe he'll come over and say hi. Nice guy. This background barbecue music way back there. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. I was afraid of that. They caught the wrong shark. Look at the size of that dorsal fin. Our pal Officer George could be in big trouble. Hey, George, get out of the water, buddy. He's coming up on here like 11 o'clock. This is not going to end well. Officer George, and he's named George Kebab. We're going to pull down here behind the dock and show you a little safer. We're going to have some bait attached to that yellow barrel in your water. Hopefully the shark will take that, not much on us. Keep your eyes open. All right, there goes the bait. Now the bait stop. With a line break or something? Wow, yeah, line broke. I'll add a gas line, and now there's a fire. Okay, we're going to... Hey, wait a minute. Look out, coming up on the right. attraction we just experienced will be celebrating its 49th birthday in April. Opened up April 10th of 1976. Of course, the film, a huge hit for us, the summer of 1970. We'll see what we can conjure up. Alright, looks like we conjured up a bit of a thunderstorm. Catch some occasional lightning flashes. Don't sense any flash bulbs, a little thunder, an audio effect just through speakers. And wait for it. Here is your rain. Sprinklers high overhead, shoot water up into the air. The water comes right back down, gives you the illusion of falling rain. So, no matter how many consecutive days of sunshine we might have in Universal City, we can make it rain, a thunderstorm, whatever we want right here. And it is nice in the warmer summer months when we come down here. It's nice to get a refreshing shower and kind of cool off before the remainder of the tour. Regardless of when we're here, we don't want to stick around too long. You might notice on the low-lying area that the bottom of the hill is rain and potentially certain problems like flash flood or flood. So we need to be mindful of the too much rain, it's flash flood time. Water gets close, look out. And that is our flash flood on the back line. In 2002, using the film's Big Fat Liar, Frank Munoz made the mines and called Our Body. Across the border, so to speak, from Mexico into one of our western sets. We're entering 6 Points, Texas. All of our famous movie cowboys have moseyed through 6 Points at one time or another. Talking about guys like John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Clint Eastwood, and Woody Strode. Now, the area gets the name 6 Points because many, many years ago, like 100 years ago, in our silent filmmaking days, we could shoot 6 different movies in here at the same time. We just dress each street like a different town. Each street had its own bank, its own sheriff's station, its own saloon, and its own hotel. While we're here, we'll take a look at a few of our famous Western stars. Production to utilize 6 Points, the feature film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino and Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt starring. If you've seen the film, it's from the portion of the movie where Mr. DiCaprio's character Rick Dalton is guest starring on the television series Lancer. We're circling around a bit back out by Park Lake. We'll circle around even more to get back onto Steven Spielberg Drive. As we take Spielberg Drive back uphill, I'm going to bring up Mr. Spielberg via clip. He's going to talk about how he was involved in the development of the Jaws attraction we experienced a bit earlier.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I've done Bash in the Shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the Shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
All right, thank you, Mr. Spielberg. As we continue uphill on our right, a great big house called the Chicken Ranch, used in many productions throughout the years. The Chicken Ranch is a practical set. It's going to be used for interior filming as well as exterior, not a facade structure like you see in its backyard. As we pass by the Chicken Ranch on our left, a little side street with the cones and the closed set sign, that is the entrance to Colonial Street. Colonial Street for 8 years was Wisteria Lane. It's home to the Desperate Housewives of ABC. Currently, it is being used for upcoming Peacock series, The Burbs, starring Keke Palmer, based on the old Tom Hanks, Carrie Fisher film from 1989 with which also shot right back there on Colonial Street. So definitely kind of retreading the same area. Anywho, we continue up through a hill here on Spielberg Drive through a nice woodsy portion of the back lot. As I mentioned, there's a lot of wildlife on the back lot. That's why you see the caution deer crossing signs here. Those are legit. Though honestly, I haven't seen any deer on this road for a while. So I guess for the winter, they're, I don't know, spending their time elsewhere. For just a bit here, we're going to peel off of Spielberg Drive. We're going to be going through what I like to call the Universal Car Lot. That's a very unofficial name, just what I call it, but it is chock full of picture car goodness. A picture car is any vehicle on a set that can be seen by the camera. Some of our vehicles have become just as famous as the stars who have driven them, and over the years, bigger masters and the audiences have embraced their need for speed. A lot of good ones here. Magnum PI's Ferrari, Gyrosphere from Jurassic World, the Jeep from Jurassic Park, Flintstones made some donations, very nice of them. Fast and Furious vehicles, Whoville cars, vehicles from Back to the Future 2. Couple of Transformers, all kinds of stuff. They've actually been adding more vehicles here over the last few weeks. Every time I seem to come to work, they stuck another vehicle here or there. Car lot, if you will. As we round the corner from that, we find ourselves at a very historic and kind of creepy set, the Bates Motel. In the distance, the Psycho House. These are two of the oldest freestanding sets in all of Hollywood. Now, the Psycho House up on the hill is built at 3/4 scale, so on screen, it'll look farther away than it actually is. You all see that, right? I'm not hallucinating. That's Norman Bates out there, just came out of room number 1. Good, you see him too. Yeah. Is he leaving or something? I mean, where's he going to go? Alright, well, now I'm curious. He's probably up to no good. Yeah. He's definitely not paying attention and moving a body in full view of 144 people. Kind of embarrassing, really. Norman. Yeah, we've been out here for a while. We saw everything, so I don't know what do you... Oh geez, you know what? Maybe it's best if we just check on out of the Bates Motel. And not exactly happy to see us. We'll be rolling behind, continue up the road past the official replica of the Hollywood sign built in conjunction with the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Now we'll make our way up past the Psycho House, and as we do so, look to the upstairs window, the upper left face. You should be able to wave at a mother sitting up there. She likes to watch the trams go by. She doesn't get out much. Also, apparently doesn't believe in moisturizing, but each their own. Everybody has their own beauty regimen, and who am I to judge? We'll leave Mother behind, continue into another fantastic set, the incredible Crash Site, Steven Spielberg's version of War of the Worlds, hit theaters back in 2005, starring Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, Tim Robbins, and Justin Chapman. And in case you were wondering, yes, 47, destroyed specifically for this incredible scene.
The airplane crash site is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around sit down and talk about war. What if the 747 right? Because it's just something we don't see.
This is one of the largest sets ever constructed on the Universal backlot, but despite the use of the life-size, realistic set pieces, the film did feature over 500 effect shots, more than Mr. Spielberg and ever did before. I don't know, I kind of find it interesting, so I'll point it out. I need to scooch down here a little bit because the guide seat sits a little higher, but if you look into the hills above the crash site, you see houses up there. Those houses, they are not sets. They are not Universal property. Those are private residences. Some people get up in the morning and have their avocado toast and coffee and look out of the Universal lot. Of course, there is a time of year that people up in those houses are not very fond of, and that is in September and October, because we do our Halloween Horror Night events. And almost every year we do what is called the Terror Tram, where we take tram loads of guests like yourself, but we come out here at night, and then we'll stop around where we entered for the picture cars. We drop people off, and they walk through that area, past the Bates Motel, past the Psycho House, through the War of the Worlds crash site. Now, I say they walk through here, and they do, but at the same time, they're also being accosted by ghouls and zombies and maniacs with chainsaws. So up until the wee hours of the morning, on event nights, the people up in the hills, they just hear vroom, 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 ah, for like, hours on end. Probably gets old, but, somehow they get through it. Also, while we're here, since we're in the middle of a set that Mr. Spielberg used for one of his films, we'll bring him up one more time, and he'll talk about how he got his start, so to speak, with us at Universal.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. This was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself back. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Say they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
So there you go. The secret to Hollywood, apparently hide in the bathroom. Worked out for Mr. Spielberg. Hey, maybe it could work for you. That's not the only person, though, that I've heard different actors. They'll do interviews and things. They'll talk about how they slipped away from the tour. Nowadays, it's a lot harder, but it used to be years ago, the tour would make stops and people would disembark and they'd get to check stuff out. Nowadays, we're just too busy. We don't have time for that, so we just kind of keep opening what's in the vehicle. But back in the day, people would find a way to slip away and then go wander around the lot and try to find a production. We're hanging out here for just a bit. We've got a little traffic up ahead of us for some reason or another, so we're getting that sorted out. When a production comes through the lot, we have to give a lot of credit to some very important people, the art directors and production designers. It's their job to transform the different sets on our back lot to different locations for filming. Sometimes they'll transform a little, sometimes a lot, hopefully not, so you don't recognize it when production next. And we'll take a look at some of the handiwork of the art director and the production diner momentarily. But also, as we move forward here, we get past this little school bus on the left. Sitting back in there is a little cabin, which was built for this late 80s comedy.
Nostalgic, small-time, Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jr. Park.
Has anybody seen this movie? No?
Over there, look into the Winking Room. Have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, old Rush frontier town, lies a sinister secret. It is time. Welcome to the world of Low.
Mosey on out of Jupiter's Claim, and we are pretty near to the end of the tour. We are going to try and make our way back indoors here. inside of Sullivan Truck Repair. Now you might be thinking, why did he say try? Well, something concerns me. The lights here, where the light is flashing red, and that's not a good sign. That means there's some sort of technical trouble inside. So we have some of our people in there taking a look at it. Hopefully they can spot fix it. We'll see about that. The thing is, they won't let us just hang around like all day and for it to get repaired because the tour trams all take the same route. So pretty soon we'll start to stack and it turns into this whole big mess. So we're going to give it a few moments here and hopefully they can work some magic inside there. While we're waiting, you know, on the tour today, we've been seeing places where movies and TV shows have been filmed, but the tour tram itself has also been featured on the big and small screens throughout the years. We'll check out a few of our tram cameos. Turns out, we are writing a history. Pierce, when he gets here, he'll let us know where that's right there. But, he'll let us know where we're going, what we're doing, all that kind of fun stuff, and then we'll go from there. So as soon as he arrives, he'll fill us in on all the little details, as it were. Oh, here he is.
My name is Roman Pierce.
Hi, Roman. I was just talking about
Nice to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
All right, look, guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Pull up to the next bay.
All right, let's see what's going on in bay number 2. And yes, looks like we are just in time for the President's Day party, I guess.
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. And what the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Neil,
That's right, party's over.
you know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. We got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours.
Hobbs, escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of this.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back. It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Hobbs can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Try to move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting.
My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Like Roman said, it's going to be interesting. It says we enter the parking garage, put on your 3D glasses.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Come to the left. This thing ain't moving fast enough.
Way to go, Lenny. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Hit the nitrous. Ride or die.
Ryan, give it up a supercharged.
Hell of a job, everybody. You protected the witness and you can resume breathing.
You know, it's crazy out there. Guys try hard.
You know, my Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
And that is going to wrap up the load area in just a bit. The Studio Tour ambassadors are coming by and open up the gates on the left. Watch your step when you exit. Again, make sure you have all your personal belongings. Go ahead and take your 3D glasses. We have some pens, beach houses, and so on the way out. We would appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the day here at Universal Studios. We're open until 7 this evening. For San Divis, that's a wrap. We'll see you in the movies.